So whenever you want to learn the concept, for me, I know the functions directly I can use, but that is not a best practice. So if I explain you same thing, you might by heart that stuff. Okay, that's why what I'll do is string class Apex. So I'm going to this reference guide. So at the bottom, you can see Salesforce Ben article as well. That article also very good. He'll explain the concept very nicely. Okay. So now, whenever like it is a string is say it is in a oops like Apex is a object-oriented programming language. It means whatever it might be, whatever you define in the object-oriented programming languages, that will be considered like a class. So here, string is like a class. In the string, we'll be having several methods. So we'll see what are those methods. So here, so these are the different method. Abbreviate, max width, abbreviate, capitalize, center, and caret. Like that will be having lot of methods. As we won't need most of the methods in a real time, so I'll explain you the most of the methods which will use in a real time. Okay, so that you'll get a hands-on, like which methods you need to remember, which methods. So in the future, if you get any requirement, what you can do is, so if you have some requirement, let's suppose I want to check whether any value is present in a string or not. At that time, you can come to here and you can check whether any function is available to check the blank values. So you might see is blank function is there, which will be helpful for checking the blank values. Like that, you can come here and you can check it. And if you click on any method also, it will give you example for that method. Okay, starts with, ends with, like that we'll be having several methods. Let's suppose if you click on starts with, you can see the syntax of this. So you can check whether your message is starting with something or not. With the assert statement is comparing, but we'll see it in a debug statements, so that it will be much convenient to you. Okay, so I'll explain the standard and much important things so that you'll understand which are required to you and which are mostly used. I'll explain you that stuff. So whenever you want to define a string, we need to use string keyword and we need to specify a string name. Let's suppose I'll specify string name like s. So now if you want to define anything inside a string, we need to define it in a single quotation. So I am a string variable. Let's suppose I'm writing text like this. So now what I'll do is like I'll make s is caps. So now I want to apply several functions on this string variable. So now initially what I want to do is, so I'll say system dot debug. To debug the output, always I'll try to use this method. So in the system dot debug method, whatever the methods you want to apply, you can apply the methods. So whenever you want to apply the method, we need to specify variable name dot method names we need to specify. So method names how we can specify? Let's suppose I want to apply capitalize method to it. So directly I'll type capitalize. So if you don't know this method, what you can do? You can go to developer guide and in the developer guide, you'll find it. Just wait, I'll be back. So here you can see, if you go to this page, on top of this page, you'll see capitalize method. So all these functions will be ordered, they might be arranged in alphabetical order. So abbreviate capitalize function. So the purpose of this, you can read it here. Return the current string with the first letter, change it to title case. So prior to this, what I'll do is I'll make it to small. I am a string variable. Now I'll keep a semicolon and I'll execute the complete code. So debug log is created. I'm opening this debug log and I'll click on debug only. So you can see first character it be to capital letter. Similarly, like what I'll do is I'll write multiple debug statements in a single go and I'll show you entire stuff. Okay. So now I'll add a comment to it. Capitalized string. So here we need to add a plus symbol. Like that, we'll see several functions in a single go. So now The next, I want to check a contains function. So the contains is a function which is used to check whether your string contains a specific word or not. System dot debug. So this contains method returns a boolean value. So contains will return true or false. So how we can apply this contains? String name dot contains. You can go to the documentation, you can find these things. So I want to check which word you are checking in this. We need to specify for which word you are checking in this. So I want to check whether ring is present in this or not. If ring is present there, it will give you true. If ring is not present there, it will give you output like false. So now we'll be having string now. So if you want to convert this string completely into uppercase, or if you want to convert this string completely in lowercase, so for that we'll be having two upper and two lower functions. Okay. So to convert entire string into two uppercase, we'll be having two upper. System dot debug uppercase plus, so s dot to uppercase. It's a method. The purpose of this method is to convert entire string into uppercase. We'll use this method. I think now it's good. So now similarly, we'll be having two lowercase. Two lowercase also, like I'll copy paste same thing and I'll change it. So in place of upper, we can keep lower. So to uppercase, to lowercase, these are the functions which are used to, yeah, I'll execute this one as of now. We'll see. I want to open this log file and I'm clicking on debug only. So now we can see capitalized string. I'm a string variable and contains. Yes. So if we consider ring keyword, I'm a string variable. In the string, we are having ring. That's why it is giving true. And next, two uppercase is a function which is used to convert entire string characters into uppercase. As here you can see, so we converted all the characters into uppercase. So lowercase is a function which is used to convert all the characters into lowercase. As here you can see, we converted all the characters into lowercase. The next will take help of equals to function. Equals to is a function which is used to compare two strings. If both the strings are same, it will give you output like true. If both the strings are different, it will give you output like false. So for that, we need to define multiple variables. Now again, I'll come to debug statement. Now I want to define one variable, string s1 equals to Prudvi, string s2 equals to again Prudvi. Suppose b caps. So now both are the strings only, but the cases are not same. And initially I'll try to compare both the strings. We'll see what happens. System dot debug. So s1 dot equals, I want to check both are equal or not. So s1 dot equals. So don't try to by heart these functions. So to complete it quickly, I am walking through, like I'm going directly. So refer the developer document and you can use the functions wherever you required. Okay. In this way, I'm comparing. I'm giving condition like equal plus. So now what I'll do is I'll highlight and I'll execute this. Well, I'm clicking on, yeah, I'll open this log file. I'll click on debug only. You'll see S1 and S2 are not equals. So though they're both the strings having same characters, it's not giving output like true. Why means, as I told you, though Apex is a case insensitive programming language, that will be works for Apex variables, not for the values which are present in Apex. So coming to these two variables, so these are not same. Why means the cases are different. So for checking the strings and everything, it will follow the strict casing. Okay, so let's suppose if you don't want to consider the cases, you want to check the characters only. At the time, what we can do is we can ignore the cases. To ignore the cases, what we can do is initially before comparing, what we can do is we can convert it into lowercase. For each and every string, initially we need to convert into lowercase, then only we need to compare it. I'll show you that. System.debug. Now what I'll do is I'll copy paste. Why can't I copy paste something else? Yes, ignore case. I'll say ignore case. It's for commenting purpose only. Remember, it won't impact that much. Okay. S1 dot equals S2, right? So before taking S1, before comparing S1 with the S2, what I'll do is I'll convert the string one into lowercase. So for that, what we can do is here initially we can apply two lowercase function. Lower case. So after converting it into lowercase, then I'll do this stuff. So S1 dot two lowercase means initially we are converting string one into lowercase. After that, we are comparing it with the S2. So if you look at S2, here S2 is in a same case, but I want to convert it into lowercase first. So for that, I'm copying same thing to lowercase. Clear with this or doubts on this?
No, Yakub.
No doubts, right? So here what I am doing is initially I'm converting both the things into lowercase, then I'm comparing. So now I'll select this portion, I'll execute it. In this way we can compare. So now debug file is created. Debug only. You can see so both are same. If you won't consider cases, both are same. So we converted low into lowercase and we saw the difference. So it's about this. Next we'll be having few important methods. Those are remove method. So remove is a method which is used to remove substring from a string. Means let's suppose if you want to remove some character or substring, means some portion of the string. At the time we'll take help of remove method. System dot debug. So remove ring. From the word I need to remove ring. So for that, what we can do is we'll say s dot remove. In the remove, s means string name. So whatever the substring you want to remove, you can specify that substring here, so that that portion will be removed. I'll execute the complete portion so that we'll get output for all the things. I think one new log file is generated. See, remember, so far we are performing like operations on a data, but we are not storing the data anywhere. Okay, it means that won't modify the original string. So I'm a string variable true contains it is giving true uppercase it's a lowercase one both are equals to or not, we are checking. Removing ring. So if you remove string, a ring from the string, I am st variable. So from a string, if you remove ring, it will be like this only, right? So on that way, remove function will works. It will remove the substring which you specify in it. If the substring is not there, it won't perform any actions. So we'll see that. So let's suppose, so in the ring, in place of ring, I'll give zx. We'll see what happens. It's not throwing any error. It means it won't remove anything. If that is present in a string, then only it will remove. If it is not there, it won't do anything. So you can see I'm a string variable. It's not removing anything. Why means those characters are not available or that substring is not available. If the substring is available, then only it will remove the portion of the string from the string. Then next, we'll be having replace keyword. The next, we'll be
Yakub,
having,
one doubt.
tell me.
So, can we remove spaces, unwanted spaces?
Yes. But remove method will remove the first occurrence of the thing, I think. So now, if I am adding space here now, if I want to
Oh,
remove space, let's suppose I'll type it here. Yes, now I'm executing it. Debug only, you can see. It removes all the spaces, you can see.
okay.
It's removing all the spaces.
Yeah.
Okay, so it will remove special characters as well. Okay, so now what I'll want to show you is this. Open execute anonymous window. Yes. So now we'll be having replace method. The purpose of replace method is if you want to replace string with a substring, like if you want to replace any substring, you can take help of ring. So now what I'll do is I'll say system dot debug replace ring with wrong. So now here what you can do is you can say string dot replace method, and in the replace method you need to specify two words. One is which word you want to replace first, and second word, like with which word you want to replace. I want to replace ring with a wrong. So the first word is with which word you want to replace. Second word is with which word you want to replace. Okay, remember, like like these kind of things are important. But if you go to the documentation, if you get confused also, you can find it there. You can see previously I'm a string variable now it becomes I'm a strong variable. Okay, in this way you can replace any substring. Similarly, we'll be having split function. Split is a function which is used to split a string variable in the form of collection by taking help of any character. Now we can see system dot debug split with space. So I want to split a string with a space. So here I'll say string name is s only, right? Dot split. In a split, with which character you want to split your string, you can specify. But here, as of now, I'll specify space, means I want to split with the space. Okay, now I'll execute the entire thing. You can see new log file is generated. Debug only. you can see the entire string will be come up in the form of collection. So wherever space present, with that string will be terminates, and this many subparts will be created. Like that, with any character, if you want to terminate, you can terminate it. Okay, understood? Any doubts so far? So now my requirement is I need to include escape sequences in this. Let's suppose I want to include apostrophes in a string. How we can do that? Okay. So remaining functions, if you want to explore, what you can do is you can go to this developer guide and you can explore more and more on this. So you can see even for each and everything you can see an example, but you no need to remember everything. So wherever you are having asset statements, you can keep equals to and you can check that how it is working kind of thing. Okay. If you want to debug, you can debug everything. So now we'll see how to use escape sequences. Let's suppose I want to define a string. So my string is this class. Let's suppose if I want to define apostrophes here, it is preventing me to do that. Why means, so apostrophe also a quotation on top, single quotation. So it is considering like it is end of the string and it is not allowing to keep this kind of characters. So if we consider this kind of special characters, what we can do is we can use escape character in front of it. So backward slash is nothing but escape character. If you use escape character, this kind of special characters also we can read. Understood? So now if you debug it, you'll understand. System dot debug S3. I'll highlight this portion and I'll execute this portion. Error. S3 does not exist. Okay. It is only the variable now.
We need to define the string, right?
Oh, yes, sorry. Mhm. We did not specify data type now.
Yeah.
Actually, most of the times I'll say take sessions for Python as well. That is a dynamic programming language and it is a static programming language. That is
Yeah.
also one issue to forget these kind of things. You can see this apostrophe is involved in it. Okay. So these are the basic string methods present in Apex. You can explore this. In this, most of the times, we'll take use it to take help of isBlank function as well to check whether your string is empty or not. Like that, we'll be having a lot of functions. Most of the functions we won't use, but today, as an assignment, you should explore all the functions from it. Okay. So please go through this document and
How to handle the
hmm,
dynamic value
sorry,
with the single quotation?
dynamic
How
value
to
means.
handle the dynamic value? Suppose I'm comparing, I'm getting the value
Hmm.
dynamically.
Hmm.
It's a string, but that contains the single apostrophe. I mean, yeah, single quotation.
Like at the time, we'll take help of SOQL. We'll see that later. Dynamic value means we need to fetch the data from database most of the times in a Salesforce, isn't
Yes,
it?
yes, yes.
So if, while discussing SOQL, there how will filter and how will see the data, I'll show you there. Okay. After discussing SOQL, remind me though if you have same doubt. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Hmm, hmm. So today walk through this. So I'm stopping here. So if I start collections, it won't time won't be sufficient. So in Salesforce, we'll be having three collections majorly: list, set, and map. Tomorrow we'll discuss that stuff in a basic level. After discussing that stuff, I'll take you into the control structures, like how we can use a conditional statements in this and everything. So from scratch, I'll explain you everything. Okay, make sense?
Yeah, okay. Now
Okay.
if you split the string, What was the output data type?
It's a
Is it
collection data
collection?
type. It's a collection data type.
Okay. What
Ah,
was that? In
list
which
collection.
collection? I mean,
List
list
collection
collection.
it is.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay.
ah. So you can see if you go to developer document also, if you search about the split function, you'll see like what is the return type of it and everything. Split class, split method. So if you want, you can search it from here as well. Here it is. Where it is? Split by character. Yeah, here it is. So you can see returns a list contains each substring of a string that it is terminated by either regular expression or reg expression or end of the string. So it is returning data in the form of list collection.
But
You
it's
can
adding comma, right?
ha. So now splitting means we need to cut, right? We need to divide into parts, right?
Hmm.
So list is nothing but collection which contains similar data type. So it is splitting means like let's suppose we define a string like I am a string.
Yes.
So we are separating string with the spaces. So after I we have a space. It means it will divide there. It will split there first
Yeah.
time. So I is a single entity now. Next am. After am there is a space again. That is a separate
Yes.
entity. Like that
Yeah.
it will split the entire string into substrings. Those substrings
Okay.
for the next time they all work as individual values.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Yeah.
okay, then you can explore this documentation. Okay. And development as of now, no trailer models given by me. I'll give you later. As of now, like we did not enter that much depth. Okay. So focus on admin related models so far, whatever we covered. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, then thank you. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.